Lovely. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to kick this off officially now. So welcome to the 40K to 400K formula. A lot of new faces here. A couple that we've seen before, which is really nice as well. But as you would have seen in the ads that you guys clicked through, this session is all going to be about the strategy that we use to help Aussie-based e-commerce brands to grow. And we'll get into that a lot deeper throughout this session. But there are a couple things I want to quickly run through with you guys. And you've already been so good at this stuff so far. So thank you so much for being a great crowd up front. But yeah, guys, let's try and lock in. Look at, I like to say 60 to 80 minutes if you can. Sometimes these things run a little bit longer. That's just because we're having such a good time. So if you can, try and remove as many distractions as possible. But obviously, we understand if you got pets and kids and things, life is life. So that is fine. But try and lock in if you can for the next 60 minutes or so. A lot of cameras on, which is really lovely too. If you can, please do turn it on. It just makes the experience a lot nicer for everyone who's involved. And lastly, a lot of you already are, which is great, but there is a chat function below. This is going to be a very interactive session. So we really encourage guys use that chat box to get the most out of this today. And one more thing actually is I've got to do a little bit of a just a bit of a notice. I forgot the word, a disclaimer, I guess. We do use these videos for these workshops for marketing purposes. It's exactly how we got you into these in the first place. So these recordings will be on YouTube, will probably be used in an ad eventually. So if you're not comfortable with that, guys, then by all means, you can turn off your microphone and your camera, and you don't have to come on as a guest at any time. But just understand if you do, that your face might appear in some of our videos, and we cannot edit this afterwards. It's very important that you understand. So just let's operate understanding that moving forward. But if that is okay with everyone, it's all on board. Can you just drop a yes in the chat so we know that we're all good and it's all covered, and we can kind of kick on? Yes, Scott, awesome, thank you. Maria, I think it was. Yes, Lynette, yes. Phil, perfect, awesome. Yes, beautiful. All right, sounds good. So a couple goals that we really want to achieve today with you guys. And the first one when people come to these that we really want to help you with is how to help turn browsers into buyers. And essentially what we're talking about here is conversion rate and conversion rate optimization, which really this is how you measure the performance of your website. So just as an example of what conversion rate is, say there's 100 people that come to your website and one purchases. That's a 1% conversion rate. So what we really nail and like focus on for people with, who are growing their brands with us is how to really improve your conversion rate, just so you can be more profitable as a business. Secondly, what we want to do is like really have a look at what is going on in your business right now, what's broken. Maybe some of you have tried to use Facebook ads before. Maybe you're using an agency and you haven't quite gotten those results. Very common experience for people who are new to e-commerce, and we're going to kind of go through why that may be the case for you and what we can do to start being more profitable with our ad spend, or if you are preparing to spend some money, how to do it properly. And lastly, the goal here really is to make sure everyone here leaves with a 90-day plan on what you need to do, what you need to focus on in order to grow your business over the next 3 months. Whether or not you decide at the end of this that you like us and you want to keep working with us or not, we still want you to kind of know what are the next steps for you and your business from here. A couple of questions I typically get when I speak to people about these sessions is basically, is this going to work for me? Is it worth my time? And it kind of breaks down to 3 different areas. The first one being, I've got an interesting product. It's in a strange niche. Is what we're going to, do today actually be valuable for you? And the short answer is yes. Look, if it is e-commerce, then what we're going to go through today is going to be helpful for you. Doesn't matter. We've sold just about every product that there is to sell online in Australia and actually globally too. So yeah, if you are selling products online, this is going to be worth your time. The second one and really important one is it going to work at my size? So we do have a lot of beginners that come to these sessions and a lot of people who are also scaling their businesses to 6 and 7 figure months. So quite a wide range of people get here, and we do try and make sure we cater to everyone as much as possible. But I just want you guys to understand that when we work with brands who come to us and are doing, say, 6 figures and they want to go to 7 figures, the work that we do for these brands is the exact same stuff that we teach as like fundamental principles to those who are, say, just starting. So what we're going to go through today are those principles. So it doesn't matter if you are 6 and 7 figure months already, or if you're just, you don't even have a product or a business yet. It's going to be valuable to you and it's going to be relevant. And the last bit is it going to work now? And this is a really important question to ask when you are going to sessions like these, because when you take in information, it's so important that what is being given to you is current and working right now. And just to let you guys know, everything that we do teach today is directly from the results that we get with the brands that we work with every single day in our e-commerce circle and with our agency. So it's all relevant, guys. And I just want you to really understand that, yeah, the stuff that we kind of preach is what we teach. It's what we do exactly. But kind of want to just really make sure we understand who this is for. For us, there's a kind of certain type of individual that we love working with because for us, it's like these are the easiest people, to take on our knowledge and kind of get the best results. The first kind of person is someone who is passionate. And you can find passion in many different areas. For example, you might just really love the product that you have, or maybe you make it and you just want to get it out there as much as possible. That's awesome. You're the kind of person you want to help. Maybe you're someone who is just really passionate about growing a business, who's really business minded and you've always wanted to do this. Awesome. Or maybe you just really understand your why. Maybe you have kids or a family and you want to leave a legacy. You just, either way, you understand that you have a strong why and you know why you do this every day. That's the kind of person that we're really interested in helping, mainly because we believe that's the kind of person that we can get results with. Secondly, a lot of people who get into e-commerce typically don't really kind of understand what they're getting into, and when they do, it's kind of like they realize there's like 100 things that they have to juggle, and it feels like you're spinning plates a little bit. And this is where that feeling of overwhelm comes from, that drowning feeling that a lot of people kind of tell me that they feel, and I completely get it. But what we really focus on doing is, again, like I said before, we want to game plan your every step of the way. And this is how we overcome that overwhelm with people, is by really getting clear on what your next steps are and kind of canceling out the noise. And lastly, this is for people who, at the end of the day, this is a business and we do want to make money, right? We want to actually grow a business and grow a lifestyle that we love, with our business. And something that's really important here is that we help businesses to become profitable, not just, get a lot of revenue, because at the end of the day, we need to take money actually into our pockets, not just paying the ATO, not just paying the manufacturers, our ad people, whatever. We want to grow a profitable business that's going to allow us to live lifestyles that we really, really want. And what I want to do quickly is introduce Paul. Paul, he's the CEO of both of our businesses. He's the guy that you saw in the ads, and I just want to, him to come up here and give us a bit of a reason as to, what he's put together and why you should even give us the time of day for the next hour or so. So, Paul, if you want to come up on stage and just give a little bit of a, bit of a brief rundown.
I love it when he says come up on stage and we're all sitting behind a computer. That's all right. So anyway, you'd never see me on a stage. I'm a classic computer nerd where I'm happy to do this stuff from behind my computer. So first off, anyway, thank you for being here. I'll keep this short and sweet. So I've been in the e-commerce space since 1997. So I don't think you weren't even born then, were you, Chris? But anyway,
just before that.
That's when I started in the e-com space. I started a business at mum and dad's house selling ADSL modems and routers and all that stuff, for those of you that can remember, all the way back then when you had to dial up to your internet provider and it took you like 3 hours, and then mum come along and got a phone call and then your internet disconnected. I've been doing this since that long. I sold that business in 2014 to an ASX listed company. After selling probably $40 million of products. Meta ads and everything even didn't exist back then. Shopify didn't exist back then. Then I had a break for a couple of weeks, and for whatever crazy reason, I thought I'm going to go back and do more e-commerce stuff. So I started Insightful, and so Insightful is one of my companies where we now build about 100 plus Shopify sites a year. That's full custom sites. We got a massive team there. I co-founded the e-commerce circle with Chris McLean, who you can see on this call, the guy with the greatest mustache in the world. So we started the e-com circle because we had a lot of people coming to us going, hey, we've got this new website, but we need help growing the e-com brand. Can you help us? So now we have a massive community, 300 and something plus people in there, and we're helping 6, 7 and 8-figure brands. So, and everything that I teach in there, and even the stuff that you see me posting on socials, is stuff that has worked since I started and it's been perfected over that time. And we're using the same stuff with our brands. I like to think I'm pretty good at building high performance teams, whether that's working with employees or working with freelancers or working with agencies. I'm very agnostic to whoever you want to work with. I just want to make sure you guys know how to work well with them. I've sold and probably helped literally every possible brand that exists to sell anything you can think of on the internet. Some super, interesting products and everything basically. So I was chatting to my ChatGPT before and I said, give me some information that I don't know about me. And it said to me, and I found it's great, it says, you like taking complex problems and making them simple and building systems that like any numpty can follow. So that's really important to me so that this stuff is easy and simple for you guys to understand. Because there's a lot of stuff in the market where the gurus are peddling the latest overnight fad that's going to stop working tomorrow, and none of the stuff that we teach is that. So, I also am very passionate about communities. So I built the e-commerce circle because I'm a dad. I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they're likely to walk in here at some point in this thing tonight, like yapping at me. And it's important that I build businesses for myself that I can go, I'll be back because I'm going to hang out with my kids. And it's the same for you guys. You know, you guys have got kids, you got a cat, you got grandkids, you've got whatever. The last thing you want to do is be working, 70, 80 hours a week and going in circles. So I want to help you guys build epic businesses that you leave a great legacy, enable you to build businesses where you employ people, enable you to have businesses where you can get your kids and stuff involved. And and just, that's my mission with all of this basically. So not to make is, not to be, I want to make everyone go and drive Lambos and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, like real people, real businesses selling real products also that don't end up in the rubbish bin by tomorrow. We've got enough of that stuff going on in the world with Temu and Shine and Amazon trying to crush us all. So however we end up working together, that's my mission and my vision for all of you guys.
Thank you, Paul. I mean,
we miss this slide.
I mean, you basically said this anyway, but it's just, guys, like this, everything we go through today is directly from experience. That's really the important thing here. And
for those of you wondering it as well, I know I like to think I have a baby face. I'm 45 years old, so that slide is accurate and correct. I have been doing this since I was 17 and I'm now 45. So Chris is going to share some of these great results, and this is just like 5 of
look, these are just a couple of screenshots from behind. Like for some, this might seem like high numbers. For some, this might just seem like regular numbers. I know it's all relative, guys, but we just want to share that. Like this is stuff these are just screenshots we took like the other day from our back end, like just from a couple of brands. This is real business that is happening like right now. But I want to even better, honestly, just give you a couple case studies for some people over different levels. So. Look, for example, this is Steve from Holdcom. So Steve runs basically a Holden business that sells high quality parts. He came to us. He was doing about 170K per month already, so quite a big business. But he was like, "Look, I know I can optimize this thing and grow." And basically, we took him on and then just really went over that digital strategy and make sure that we optimized our pages to convert as good as possible. And we're able to just in a couple months take him from where he was to about 280K the last month that we checked in 10 months. So we're able to really improve his business, and he's having a great time at the moment. But then even on a smaller scale, we have people like Paul and Delane who run Nature's Pantry. Now these guys, they sell collagen and protein powders, and they have a lovely product, and they were selling it at markets. I know a few people here might be at markets as well. And, same as you, they wanted to go online. They knew they had a great product and they knew to scale. That is exactly how they had to do it, was to go online. They just didn't have the know-how. So they got in contact with us. We went, yeah, awesome. You have an amazing product. What we need to do is just build that high converting website, really make sure our brand messaging is super clear. And then we have like a very easy to follow digital strategy on how we're going to send traffic to this business month after month. We're able to turn them around from probably about 8K a month to about 50K a month within just probably 4 or 5 months. But you can just see this is a screenshot taken from their most previous month. They're now at 120K on their last month, all the way from, I think, a year and a half ago or 2 years, they were doing just like little market stalls. Also, like these guys are a couple with kids. They're at the point where like they like the lifestyle they have. They don't want to grow anymore. They're happy with it. We're like, okay, perfect. Let's just keep it here and we'll run this as long as possible. And they're loving it. And then we even have people like Karen, honestly. Some people might be in this workshop thinking, look, I really want to do Shopify. I'm not techie, right? Like this isn't really my jam, but I want to make it work. And just so you know, we've got people like Karen, who's in her 60s. She's not techie at all. Like she'll admit this herself. You can even like go on our YouTube channel and watch interviews with her. She's a lovely lady and she'll tell you this all herself. But she was on Etsy selling these lovely handmade teacups you can see in the photo here. And she knew she had to go over to Shopify just to grow the business more and have more control. And we helped her to do that. You can see this is her website that she actually built in the background there, which is awesome. She did this herself using what we call our converter kit, which we'll talk about later in the session as well. But she built that website with it. And now she's doing about 14 or 15K months just by following our kind of our advice, selling these teacups. And honestly, she's kind of like at the point where I don't think she can make many more teacups. So she's looking to have a cracker next 12 months, which is awesome. And honestly, guys, even someone like Jade, who she came to one of these sessions about a year ago, and Jade didn't even have a product. I know some of you might be here wanting to do this and you don't have a product yet. Let me just let you know that I'll tell you the exact same thing that we told Jade when she came to our workshop, and that's always look for something that you have a passion in, that maybe you're already an authority in. Start from there because you'll be able to market and sell the products way better than if you just pick something random. Really niche down, find what you're passionate about, and you'll be able to build a business better than anyone else who's trying to compete in your space. Jade was a mother of two, still is a mother of two, still has a full-time job as a physiotherapist. And basically, she just kind of followed us along, came to our circle after the workshop, and just watched the calls, actioned everything that we said, and now she has a business that does about 15K a month, and she's really looking to take it to that next level as well. And that was all within the last 12 months. So even if you don't have a product, guys, what we're going to go through is going to be very useful for you. And we do have an unhidden agenda. I want to be very honest and upfront about this. So obviously, we're going to try and deliver a lot of value over the next hour. I think you're going to love it. But just want to get your permission now, guys. At the end of this, if you do find the session useful, do you mind if I share with you how you can continue to get our support and work with us moving forward? If that's okay for you, just leave a yes in the chat for me so I know it's all good with you. And if not, then you can always just leave whenever you want. We definitely are not tied to watch this the rest of this presentation. But leave me a yes if that is fine with you guys for us to offer you something towards the end. Yes from Diane, Paul, Maria, yes, awesome, Floody, yes, Scott, yes, Liz. Beautiful. Thank you very much, guys. And again, absolutely, we're not holding you here at any point you feel like it's not worth staying. You leave, but usually we have pretty good rates of people staying. Thank you, Haley, Lynette, Liz. Yes, beautiful. Okay, cool. Guys, if you're comfortable with sharing this is kind of going to give us an idea of where the audience is in general. So I know when we give feedback, we kind of know, where everyone is at. So you'll see here, we have the startup phase, the setup phase, the grow up phase, scale up phase. If you can, please just share where your business is right now so I can kind of get a quick scan of where everyone is at. And don't be nervous if you're a startup. This is still completely fine. There's a lot of people here who are in that section. Who's drawing on the screen here, guys? Is this one of you two?
Oh, it's not me. Hang on. We've
We
got
got someone drawing.
someone doing graffiti. I'll fix
Someone's
it for you.
graffitiing. All good. So we got set up with Liz, 22K, awesome. Phil, we got startup. Daniel, yes, that's you have to leave in 30, no worries. Paul, startup. Miss iPhone startup, about 3,000 a year. No worries, it's absolutely fine. Startup from Haley, grow from Nadia. Okay, like a bit of a mix. Awesome. What that means is, guys, that I'm going to try. There's a bit of a fair mix today. So if you ever want something to be answered a little bit more specifically for you, I want you guys to use that chat box and make sure you're asking questions along the way. And we will take time to address all the questions throughout the session. Setup, awesome. Yes, I do remember roughly yourself, Cam. Now, we do this with a lot of brands. Roughly about 100 brands a year. We kind of help to make these transformations, and people kind of think that we get a little bit lucky sometimes. But I just want to let you know that the reason we're able to do this and repeat this is because we have a system, and that system is what we call the more orders model. Okay, so this triangle looks super simple. We do like to break things down to feel simple to kind of take in, but essentially, when any client comes to work with us, say who want to scale, or if anyone comes to us and they want to learn how to grow a business, these are the same three things that we tackle with every single brand. Basically, these are the three needle movers we find where if you're anything up until about 100K, 200K a month, anything outside of this that you focus on is like the small things. They are not the things that are going to move your business. Now, I want you guys to have a guess. We've kind of made this a bit of a hangman game, but honestly, I just want to see where everyone is at. I'll give you a clue. Like each side starts with an S. I want you guys to guess what do you think each side of these might be. There's no bad guesses. I just want to see where everyone's at in terms of like what we teach. So what do you think these three sides are, guys? Have some guesses in the chat.
So before we proceed with this, though,
Sales.
Chris goes. There's sometimes there's no bad guesses. We're all adults, right? And I like to assume most people know how to play hangman. So for those of you that don't, like hangman, you've got to fill in the blanks, right? So two of the things have got 5 letters, and the bottom one's got 7.
Bang, we got one. We got
Haley's
one.
got one.
Strategy.
Scale is not one.
Scale and sales, guys. Think that is the result of these three things. Shop. We got shop, Liz. That's close enough.
Shop's got 4 letters.
I'm paying shop, dude. Store, shop. Yes, correct. We got store. We've got strategy, and there's one more. I'm going to give you a little clue, guys. It's all about how we speak about us, or what our brand represents. What could it? ST. So yeah, Chris McLean's really trying to help you guys out. What's the third one, guys? Anyone have a guess? Story, bang. Love it. All right, perfect. So yeah, guys, look, this is the model that we teach and implement for everybody. Store story and strategy. So I'll quickly, before we get people's websites up to kind of break down how to apply these things, I'm going to go through what I mean by each of these things and why they're all so important. So, store, obviously, this is our website. It's all about website performance. It's that conversion rate optimization that I was talking about before. Now, actually, I made a video about this earlier today. I heard someone tried to leave like this smart comment on one of our videos where we're giving tips on YouTube, and he goes, "The way I would build a business is I would spend a lot of money on traffic to my website, and then I would optimize it." And to be honest, guys, we work with a lot of our brands who, we're small Aussie brands. We got a lot of competition. We don't have deep pocket, or we don't have endless pockets, right? We don't have endless capital. So that plan that he said is great if you have endless capital and you can spend money on ads and you don't have to worry about the results and you can optimize over time. But most people that we work with do not have that, that luxury, which means that we need to really, really focus on having a website that is built to convert upfront before we even go and spend money on ads. That way, when we do, we're actually going to get money back. It's going to be profitable for us. That way, we can actually grow our business. So, what we really help people nail from the very start is, instead of experimenting with your money, how to make a website that converts, we really teach people our foundations of our high converting framework. And it's all about making sure your website is easy to use, looks premium, feels like an actual premium business, and ultimately has a great user experience. So that's what store is all about, guys. And this is what essentially, this is one half to creating a high conversion rate with your business. The second side is story. This is the second half to conversion rate, basically. And when we talk about story, what we mean is brand communication and brand messaging. And when we talk about brand specifically for e-commerce, it's not just like your logos and stuff. I'm talking about really the actual words and phrases that go all over our website, on the front page, or even on our social media and our email marketing, our ads, wherever we're present, we have messaging that represents who we are, what we do, and why people should buy from us. The reason this is so important, guys, and I spoke to another business earlier in the week who had this exact problem happen, where they were a really good reseller of a product, but basically at a certain point, someone just said "F you." I got like Kmart came around and just sold the same products for cheaper, and basically spent more money on ads and just blew them out the water. And this is exactly why we nail our brand messaging in our story, because once you build that connection with your audience and people understand who you are and what your brand represents, they are now buying from the people behind the product, not the product itself. And this is how you compete in bigger markets with people with bigger budgets, which, let's be real, everyone who we work with, you're always going to have a bigger player in the industry with deeper pockets. So it's so important, guys, to really nail this down. And we'll show you examples later today as well of what we mean exactly with that brand messaging. But it's super important, guys. And that third piece, that strategy piece, this is all about how to break down. Every business should be doing this. It's all about how to break down your step-by-step, your month-on-month, how you game plan the growth of your business. That way, you know what you're focusing on every single way, every single step of the way. You know when you're going to implement Facebook ads, or when you're going to implement email marketing, and you know the budget that you have to play with, and you know that you use it, tactfully, so that you actually get ROI and you can grow steadily month on month. And you also know that right now, say your website has a low conversion rate, that you're not wasting your time spending money on ads. You're working on your conversion rate. That is what we mean by strategy, getting really nailed down on what those steps are. And these are the three things, guys, when people come to us and they want to grow their businesses, it's immediately the first things that we work with. And what we want to do actually is, I know I mentioned at the start, for you guys to share some of your brands. We're going to get a couple of you guys up and we're going to have your websites shared here. And we're actually going to audit the website and actually implement these three sides of the equation to your business. So I believe we had Fiona was the first one to come through. Fiona, are you still with us? If you can come off mute. Give her a minute. Do we have a Fiona there still in the lobby? If not, we'll go to the next one.
Fiona from the Cleaning Collective or
Yeah.
brand? Okay.
We'll go to the next one in that case. Do you guys have the link for next one?
Yeah, got a few. Which one are you leaning towards, Chris? What do you think?
Let's have a look.
We can still do Fiona's, even though she's not here. We can still do it, because that's probably the best one to showcase, because some of the other ones are pretty decent, really. So
yeah, sure, let's do that.
All right. So usually you would go, "Hey, Fiona, introduce your brand and get all this free advertising on our channel," but she's not here. So anyway, so I'm going to screen share this, and I'm going to get Chris to help me for a Chris McQueen. So replace screen share. Hang on. go over here. Now, all right, here we go. So, Chris, you probably do know some stuff about this brand. You've spoken to them, yeah? So, Chris Bellata, I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So these guys basically like it's pretty straightforward the product. In fact, I think this might have been like one of the examples of they were selling cleaning products and they really hadn't, you can see here the website was not super optimized. But the problem is they were just focusing on meta ads and they weren't very profitable. And recently the performance of their ads has tanked. And it meant that now that they don't have that meta ads working for them anymore, they just don't have they're not getting sales like they used to, and the business has shrunk. So basically, we're at the point where she wasn't sure what to do. She knows the website needs to be optimized, but not really sure like what to do because she's not a web developer, basically.
Yeah, right. All right, let's get into it. So now you're going to hear me talk about a few different things on this site. So obviously we're on a desktop PC here, so this is what we see. Now, when you land on a website like this, what you need to do is utilize in here what's called a H1. So H1 means heading one. So it is the biggest and the most important heading on the website. And I'm going to tell you about what we need to do to fix it as we go through. Then I'm going to talk about a H2 down here, and then I'm going to graffiti all over my screen here. I'm going to talk about trust statements. So basically what happens when you hit here and you hit the H1, you need to make a promise to your audience. So as soon as people read the H1, they go, oh, I'm in the right spot, right? So they go, for example, I don't see anything at the moment here. I just see all the products. I see some logos, Big Daddy, whatever. But I would imagine, Chris and Chris, can you mute everyone? I can just hear random noises. Yep. It throws me off.
Have been.
So you need to make a promise on here that says something along the lines of, and I've just made this up in like 3 seconds and it's not my best work ever, but it'll do for now. It'll go, hey, clean like a pro, even if you're not one, right? So, because I imagine correct me if I'm wrong, people that are listening to this, but everyone cleans their house, right? And everyone wants to clean their house better, right? So if someone made a statement and made a promise and made you believe that if I bought their product, my house, and use their product, my house would now feel like it's cleaned like a professional, right? I'm not saying that you guys are going to clean your own homes, do a fantastic job, but something more along the lines of like that. So as soon as you read it, you go, bam, yeah, I want that, right? So we're going to put that in here, and I'm going to draw on my screen again. I might use a different color because there's a lot of colors going on this website. What color can I use that's actually going to work? Maybe this.
Like,
not that color, probably. Change color to.
While you're doing that, another major issue, and we see this on a lot of sites and a lot of themes set this up, where you can see that this is a rotating set of images. And the problem with it being a set of images is there's no actual written text. And the importance of having text written is so that Google can actually read it. And that's why this is an H1. The H1 is a piece of code basically that tags this. Whatever's inside this tag, it tags this as the most important thing for Google to look at in terms of search. Fiona's jumping back in now, I think, by the way.
Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah.
Can you having images on the site might look really pretty, but it's doing you a big disservice in terms of search ranking by not having actual text written inside the banner.
Google, literally can't read it. All right, so I'm going to do a few so you guys go, it makes sense what I'm talking about here. So this forms the story, right? And I'll explain why it's so important. Now, we also need a H2 here. So the H2 would live on the homepage somewhere around there. And I'm not going to delete it, but Australia's favorite online cleaning supplies. People go, okay, that sounds good. So when they read it, they go, yes. And then they go, pro grade tools, yes. And then they go, step-by-step guides. And they go, yes. And then they go, and the community that makes cleaning easier. Now, I don't know about you guys, but like I would love to have the ability to talk to lots of other people and hang out with a community of some sort where they go, hey, here's all the shortcuts to clean your house in an hour instead of 3 hours. No one's going to say no to that, right? So what we're doing here, as you read the first one up here and you go, and I'll circle them, you read that and then you read this and then you read this and then you read this and you read that. What's happening in someone's brain is they're going, yes, 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 yes. And the more compliant they are, as soon as they land just in this section, the more they are likely to start scrolling and start looking at your bestsellers and looking at your collections and looking at all the other stuff, right? So now, before we go further with this, I'm going to do a few other things as well. I'm going to work on what we call trust statements. So trust statements sit down here. And the purpose of these as well is to make claims that are legitimate claims, to make promises that are factually correct, and to make someone just go, yep, 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 yep. Because ultimately you're making them feel safe, you're making them feel confident, and you're getting rid of their fears. And that's the biggest thing that causes issues in an e-com brand. They go, I have uncertainty, I'm leaving. So for example, I would put something in here that said, and these are pretty long, like when we do, just for context, when we actually do this properly for brands, it takes us like 4 to 5 hours, right? And the statements are tighter and they make a lot of sense. But for this, hey, if it's not making cleaning easier, we don't put it on our shelves. Number one. Number two would be something like this, right? So come over here. I'm running out of space. There's so much going on with this banner already, but we only stock gear that we use ourselves, not gimmick and not junky stuff, right? Things like this. If you place an order, and I'm just gonna blast random things. If you change your mind for whatever reason, we have a easy returns policy, right? Stuff like this. You can see where I'm going with this, right? I'm just putting random stuff all over my site, and again, Fiona's tried to join like 7 times now.
Yeah, look, she's just having terrible connection issues, unfortunately. So, look, we're talking with her tomorrow anyway. But
yeah, cool. Okay, so here's another one. We back her with ongoing support tips and So again, I'm mindful that a lot of the ladies on the call probably do more of this than the fellas and so forth. But ladies that are here listening, do you know what I mean? If you read all these things, do you think you're more likely to go, yep, 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 I want all of that stuff, right? As opposed to just like, hey, this is the cleaning brush and the cleans, or this is a kitchen bench thing that makes it shiny, right? So now, because we do all of this, the next thing that's going to happen is, and I'm going to just delete all the stuff off my screen, then people are more likely to scroll. So they start scrolling down here. The next thing that they're looking for is your really unique selling proposition of what makes your brand unique and what makes you unique above everybody else, right? Because there's millions of cleaning products out there, right? So you've got to be really clear on that. So let me just make
we do have Fiona back, by the way. So Fiona, if your connection's okay, you want to come off mute, maybe just give us a quick introduction to the business.
Thank you so much. I am in a motorhome on the road, and the service has just been dripping in and out.
No worries. Oh. Look, your connection's pretty average. We'll probably just stay off mute. It's very hard to hear you even on mute, off mute. So I can see you though, and that's all good.
I think Fiona's using one of my modems from 1997.
From 1997, yeah.
It's got a bit of delay in it. So, all right, we'll keep powering through this for now. So now, like I said, next thing, like I want to scroll down here and I want a very unique message that is relevant to her. So if I quickly look, she's gone straight into this cladding product. She's gone straight into where we've been featured. She's gone straight into the buy the product. This stuff you can buy at Bunnings. This stuff you can buy at Bunnings, blah, blah, blah. I need to know why I should be buying from her instead of everybody else, right? So I need to know that it's convenient. I need to know that the pricing is whatever. I need to know that I get tips for using it better. I need to know all of that stuff. So, for example, if I can find some white space somewhere on this website, there's a lot going on. It's like very busy. But I would put something right up the top of the website that said something like this, right? And again, this is not perfect. I haven't nailed it, but what did it say in here? Cleaning Collective is a shortcut to a sparkling home and a smoother cleaning business. So just give us a nod, Fiona, if that's what. So you service cleaners as well who clean homes as well. Is that correct? You can give me a thumbs up or a nod or whatever you want to do.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if my service is any good, but initially when we opened our store, our service market was cleaners, and now we are attracting homeowners, not cleaners.
Got it. Okay, yeah, cool. Yep. All right. Yeah. So, and I know Chris McQueen's sitting there. He's going, don't mention the word curate because that's AI as. But anyway, so, we stock professional grade products, clever tools and time saver systems that you can trust, and we'll teach you how to use them. So for Fiona's audience, they read that and they go, that's what I'm looking for. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a private cleaner at home and I know that if she read that, she'd be like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is what I want. Where I'm going with all this stuff is before we get to the product pages and before we start scrolling, all of the yeses that you've got going on up there are going to lead to more conversions. Now, the other thing that's really, really important and why we do this is because a lot of you, when you get going, you're going to start running meta ads, and you're going to start running Google ads, and you're going to start sending emails, and you're going to do organic social posts. If you're not saying the right things in a social media ad, like in the meta ad and so forth, and there is not consistency that is said in your ad and then on your website, what happens is, as someone sitting on Facebook and like I get my phone out, you can picture this, right? So I'm sitting on Facebook and I'm looking at whatever, all the terrible stuff's going on in the world at the moment, and then up comes Fiona's ad. And if it says, hi, we sell cleaning products, go to our website, it's not that exciting, right? But if it said, we do professional grade this, and we make you an amazing cleaner, and we make you more profitable, and we help you make more money, and we help you clean faster, and I go, oh, I'm going to click that ad. And then they come over to the website, right? And then they see all that stuff on the website. They're already qualified. So they've read the ad, they're warmer, they trust you more, they go to the website, they get more trust, and they go, cool, now show me the products, right? Now, when we do this properly, I actually want to show you this. I'm going to load up a document because I'm mindful that we do have a lot of people that are brand new here, but understanding this skill is very important. So I'm going to share a sheet, and it looks like this, basically. So Chris McLean on the call invented this thing. So I'm going to go through it. He can jump in if he wishes. But why we talk about the brand story so much is because you want to get crystal clear on who you talk to, what you say to them, what promises you make to them, what values you're trying to transfer to them, how you want your voice to sound to them. So like we help everyone on the call do stuff like this. So we're like, hey, why are you doing what you're doing? What are your personal values? So you go, I have this personal value about cleaning products, and go, okay, great. And I hold this personal value about like the ability to clean faster, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, great. So we go through that. We go, what are the values the brand have? So we go, we sell cleaning products that do this thing, or we sell candles that do this thing, or we sell succulent plants that enable your house to do blah, 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 right? Then we start going, what are the beliefs of the brand? So let's assume we've got heaps of different brands on here tonight, but like one of the brands sells seaweed, and I haven't looked at what it does yet, but we go, seaweed as a fertilizer for your garden is vastly better than like the shit that you find on the shelf at Bunnings that causes cancer. So that's why we started the business, right? So as we go through this exercise, what starts happening is you go, well, what is the voice of the brand? And what are the characteristics of the brand? What is, this stuff is pretty, porn, and as we build that, then we start going over to, where I want to go to here, our unique selling proposition, what I already spoke about. But if we come back to this slide for 2 seconds, where is it? Audience definition. Where's the photo, Chris, of what am I looking for here? Customer avatar. Sorry about that. It's my second day on the internet today. So now, once we build all of that stuff out, we get very, very clear, right? And so say for Fiona, for example, she go, hey, this is Jenny Smith. Jenny is a house cleaner. She's a professional house cleaner. She makes 150K a year. She reads all these books. She reads all these magazines. She hangs out in all these things. She has beliefs that we share. She has values that we share. She has all these other things, right? So we help you dial all of this stuff in so that, and I won't go through the rest of everything, but largely we get to the end of this exercise and we go, right, now we have a new H1 title for our homepage, which makes a promise and it's big and bold and makes a lot of sense. We got our H2, we got our trust statements, we've got a unique selling proposition, and we also end up with like this amazing brand communication playbook that's like 40 pages long. Right? I won't go too deep into that other than saying, when you perfect this part and you perfect talking about your story, everything comes so much easier because now you have like a brand communication playbook that lets you talk about your brand in the manner that you should. Secondary, as you guys go on your journey and you're like, I'm going to go hire an email person and a YouTube ad person and a whatever, you just go, please read my playbook. Right? And the people read your playbook and they run your ads for you and you go, you only have my permission to say stuff like this. Please don't go make up your own stuff. Because someone will come along to a brand like Fiona's and go, hi, it's $4,000 a month to run our ads and $5,000 to run them to spend. And they go, Fiona sells cleaning products like these brands. Go to Fiona's website. And they think they're doing a great job sending all the traffic to Fiona's website. And she's like, I'm just running out of money here. Because they haven't put Fiona in what like I call a category of one. Now, category of one is effectively, she's the only choice in that space for those types of products. It's much like us, right? You click my ad because you're like, he's a reasonably handsome looking dude, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Probably the first bit's a lie, but you go, he talks about building a family founded e-commerce business, right? And you go, I'm a dad, or I'm a mum, or I'm a whatever, and I'm building this for my kids. And I like that he was quite authentic in the ad. So, and I haven't seen anybody else like him on the internet. All the other gurus standing in front of the Lamborghinis and helicopters and look at me in my private jet. So that's why you guys are like, I like him so far. I'm going to click his ad. I'm going to go to his workshop. Is this making sense to everybody? Anyone confused? Or like, what's he talking about? So this is the first part that you have to nail. And we nail this whether you're a brand new brand or whether you're a brand that's doing 100 grand a month, or I work with brands that are doing millions of dollars a week and more. All right, number one. Secondary is now we're going to get onto some conversion rate optimization stuff. So the easy to understand version of what conversion rate optimization is. Most people go and buy a theme, or they download a theme from Shopify for free, Dawn theme, Prestige theme, Turbo theme, all the other stupid themes that are out there. And they install it and they go, that was easy. And I'm like, why aren't we making sales? Right. And the reason you're not making sales is because there's these very unsophisticated things called an element that should go on your homepage, your product page, your checkout page, your cart page, your thank you page. And these elements, these inclusions, these trust statements, they help all of those pages convert better, right? So when we spoke about brands like Wholecom or Nature's Pantry, or I've got one open here, Produce Pod, for example, you go to their product page and all of the elements that should be on there are there, and they enable that brand to crush it in terms of conversion rate. So we're going to have a look at Fiona's side here. So I'll start at the start. So a few things, right? Let's look at this. So these are what I call trust statements. They're fine in terms of images, but she didn't have the H1 is non-existent, H2 non-existent, blah, blah, blah. Come down here. There is like minimal reviews sitting on the product. As I mouse over here, I don't see alternative photos of anything. Even from a conversion rate element thing, like I can't order this product that says, do you want to be notified when it's back in stock? These are good. If we go, what we're going to do? We're going to go to a product page though, and I'll have a look for you. And we'll go, all right, so let's find a product that's actually in stock. So things that Fiona's doing well. She's got reviews. That's good. She's got 3 in stock, almost gone. She's got the wrong add to cart button. So believe it or not, there are certain add to cart buttons which will massively improve your conversion rate. It's not clear where information is about shipping on this page. There is stuff missing on here, which I call meta field benefits. So a meta field benefit is basically in here. I'm going to draw my screen again. So in there should be little micro statements that Fiona's making about why I should buy the product. So this large bloody bag does this stuff, makes you feel like this, makes you sound like this, solve these problems, blah, 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 right? All those kind of things. That's all missing from here. Other things that are missing in here, it's nice that she's got ShopPay. Half people that get on this call don't have this thing turned on their site, and it crushes it. We've got, what else? Trying to think what else is missing in there. So Fiona, like, is there the purpose of this product? Is it to hold your cleaning products?
And so we imported a bag that was chemical resistant, a lot better quality than EVA than anything in the market, so it'll never break down. It never goes into landfill. We designed it for cleaners, but we get cold fucking swimming instructors, gym goers. Biggest mistake I think I made. 5 to 10 people a week say, "Can I use the bag for other things?" So I was contemplating. This is our own import. It's the only thing that the margin carries for the rest of the site. So basically, this is at 60 to 80%, and everything else is somebody else's product. So this is our own designed, imported. So that was the initial reason that we started with a bag, was that one of my taglines is cleaning but make it pretty, because as a cleaning business owner, you can't customize anything. It's really masculine, and most cleaning business owners are women, and we want cute, pretty things to put our cleaning stuff in. So act like a cleaner but look like you're going on holidays kind of thing.
Yeah, my cleaner has like this big, black, massive, like, looks like a toolbox that you'd put your Ryobi and your DeWalt and stuff in.
Yeah. So we used to use all of those, but they're really heavy. and cumbersome. So this comes in at about 1,100 grams. So fully loaded, it's about 10 to 15 kilos. So it can carry 15 kilos, but it feels like 5. You put it on your shoulders and you don't feel it. The straps are ergonomically designed for comfort.
Okay, so quickly, right?
Yeah.
A few things. How much stuff did Fiona say to us then, guys?
A lot.
Right. And how much stuff can you see that she said on the website?
Not much.
It's like the bag, and there's like it's this, and you can pick it up and she's got 3 left in stock, and not many people have bought it and left a review. So to my point, right, all of that story stuff. Hang on, who else? Some of the graffiti artist is back. That's not me. I don't know who's drawing. Thank you for anyway. So all of that's got to go in here. In addition to, and I'm going to show you something. So when we build websites for people, or if people buy our Shopify high converting framework that we sell people, we do stuff like this, right? And I want to illustrate this because you all need to understand how much stuff goes into a product page. So some people may not be familiar with the Google Sheet, but see all these tabs down the bottom? That's how we break out a website. So if I go to Fiona's product page, I'm like, she needs to have everything that's on my checklist on here, right? And if she has all of these things, that page is going to convert better, such as like, does Fiona have a short description on her product page? A short description lives under here. So you're like, hey, if you don't want to use the big, ugly, bad, blah, 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 normal stuff, you should buy our thing. You go, oh, great. Well, we should put that in there. So, or other things, can you see the reviews? If I click the reviews, no, I can't click the reviews. So people are going to go, oh, well, it's not clickable. All of these basic things are going to cause massive issues to Fiona. And then as I go through the rest of the sheet, I go, well, what does it look like when I go to her cart on her site, right? So if I do this and I do that, and I'm like, okay, great. But at this point in time, I don't know how much shipping is at the moment, right? I have to go to the next page to find out shipping. Never mind the fact that I've also got like 3 icons here competing for me to click them. So in here as well, like there's more stuff that goes in there to help people complete their purchase, because this is one of the biggest drop-off points in the cart. So she should have, hey, you're only $10 away from getting free shipping, or that's one thing. Other things that she should do is like, hey, you want to upsell and add another thing into your cart. So getting to my point though, you can see this, like here is a collection page, here is a product page, here is a thank you page. If you don't have all of these things in your websites at the moment, or when you get going, your conversion rate is always going to be ordinary, right? So what I'm going to do now, I think this is probably the most powerful exercise that I often do on these calls. I don't know if Fiona's still here, and your audio is good, Fiona, wherever you were, if you stopped or whatever, so reverse and go back to where you were. That was good.
We have stopped, hopefully getting a cold iced tea or something brought to me. Hang on a second. It's hot in Perth, man. I've already learnt heaps, so thank you so much. I also think we have way, way, way too many products on our website. I think we've gone from 500 light items. I'm trying to get it down to under 100.
We can talk about that tomorrow. I want to do another exercise though with you though. Can you give me some numbers? So how many people go to your website at the moment monthly?
Oh, I would have to have a look at our consistency, but our visit rate's pretty high. When we're running ads, it's thousands. Like we get thousands.
All right, so we'll say like 20,000 people.
I can jump on Shopify and even bring some numbers up.
It's all right. Roughly is fine. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go. I'm going to do this and visit this website. All right. What is your conversion rate at the moment, Fiona?
Anywhere between 2 and 6%.
The current 2 and 6%, did you say?
Yeah. When we're running ads, it obviously goes down quite a lot. But we get a huge amount from organic from TikTok. So when it's something like that, it can be as high as 20, but overall, statistically, 2 to 6%.
So your conversion rate would never be impossible to have a 20%. If you get 20,000 visitors, you're not converting 20% of them.
No. So on a particular day when we run a TikTok live, we can do $18,000 in 2 hours, and on that day it's higher than 20%. Yeah.
In that year, yeah, good. Okay, all right.
Very rarely will it be 20%. If we run a live, we do a launch Black Friday, something like that. It's really high, and our return customer rate 62%.
Yeah, cool. Okay. All right. So that's awesome number. So let's assume though that it was 3% because you'll see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
What's your average order value at the moment, Fiona?
Again, it varies a lot, but it's about $240 when we run ads and we get small ticket purchases like bottle cleans, tenants. Goes to $100 when cleaning business owners it's $400. So yeah, average is about $200.
Yeah. All right. Let's roll with these numbers, right? So for everyone else on the call, you get 20,000 people a month visiting the Cleaning Collective. Current conversion rate is 3%, and our average order value is. So how much money does this brand make monthly at the moment? You have to forgive me with my typing. ChatGPT doesn't care that I do typo, so I just do it now because it's quicker than correcting it. So roughly, what's the numbers here? So so it's pretty strong. So you've got 20,000 visitors, conversion rate 3%. You're getting, call it 600 orders a month, 150 grand a month, roughly, right? That's what should roughly be happening here. So now,
that's definitely not happening.
Yeah, so I wouldn't think so. Now
that would be Black Friday month. Black Friday month we would have done that, but then it is really inconsistent. This month's like 3 to 5 orders a day.
Yeah, let's do this then, right? Let's wind this down to 5,000 visitors because I want to make this relative to everyone else on the call.
Yeah.
Because then other people will go, oh yeah, or some people go, I've got no one comes to my website, right? So everyone's going to check out in a second. Chris, can you add Darren back in? So here's some more normal kind of numbers, right? So she gets 5,000 people, 3% conversion rate, $250, $37,000 in revenue. Like some people would go, oh my God, that's fantastic. I want that. But why we push everyone so hard to nail their store and nail their story before they do anything else? Because if you improve your conversion rate by, let's say, double, and if you improve your story by double, and one of the effects of doing those two things is that your store and strategy. I'm going to go through the numbers and watch what I do here. So let's do this. So let's assume that we can double the conversion rate on this site. And what would you be happier with an AOV, Fiona? What do you reckon for you would be go? I'd be like, what's $350? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be awesome. Can you say that again? I missed that last little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to double your conversion rate, right?
Yep.
Number one thing. And let's get the AOV. So for those of you who don't know what AOV means, it means average order value, which means all the people who buy from you, what is the average amount that they spend with you?
Yeah.
Right? So
that'd be amazing.
Now let's get the AOV to $450. Now I want to say this by saying, the way that you do this is by having a much better website with much better story. This is only the first part of this, right? We haven't even talked about fixing your ads and stuff yet. So I'm going to talk to my computer for a bit because it's just easier. So now, Can you give me the new numbers based on what Fiona would now be making her no business based on this new AOV and this new conversion rate? And I also want you to give me two other numbers. So the first number is, if Fiona keeps doing exactly what she's doing with those numbers, show me how much money she will make over the course of 12 months. Then, using my new numbers, show me how much more revenue she would be making over the course of 12 months with me just fixing just those two numbers. I love ChatGPT. It's so quick. I was like, give me the answer because I suck at maths. You'll probably figure that out as you work with me. But I know the numbers that matter. So watch this. Can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
And I say this to everyone as well, because a lot of you get into the e-commerce space and you have great products, but you persist with having a shitty website for like 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. And I'm like, you need to realize how much money you're going to lose whilst you're stuffing around trying to make your crappy website less crappy. So here is the new numbers, right? So again, most people go, $455,000. That's a pretty good outcome for Fiona. But if we turned those two numbers to fix those two things for Fiona, she'd now have a $1.6 million business, right? So hands up anyone who would much prefer that than the other one, right? Pretty good outcome.
Absolutely.
So, and I say this to a lot of people, even people who have stores where they go to markets and so forth. And we haven't touched heaps on that, but like a lot of people do offline markets and they go, I crush it at offline markets. So I go, you know why? because you talk really good about your product and you convert right there on the spot. And your website is letting you down because it doesn't do that. But if you come along and go, I'll take the story that I sell at the market and put it on my website, and then I'll go and get Paul to help me fix my website problems. You go, great. Now I have a third member of my business, the e-commerce website, that is selling for me 24 hours a day doing this. And even if you think about that, if you go, hey, I spoke to 1,000 people at a market today and I sold to 200 of them, and the other 800 were really busy. They walk past the store and they'd be like, hey, Tanya and Rod, I don't have time. I'll chat to you later. I'll go to your website, right? And they go to the website and they're like, don't really know what they're selling. They're not making me any promises. It's not really clear. Da-da-da. See you later. But they could have sold stuff to those people, right? And this becomes a monster problem when you start running meta ads and Google ads and all the other things, because you're then going to go and give all of your hard-earned money to all of your agencies and freelancers and other stuff and go, please run traffic to my ad, to my website and make as much of it convert. And unfortunately, most of those people have no idea how to fix this problem. So that's why we're like, fix it now and before you move on to everything else. Does this make sense? Anyone have any questions around this? I know there's a few people listening.
I just have one question. Our cost of goods is something that's a big effect in the end number. When you are fixing your website, I've tended to put my better margin items on those front pages, being the bags, obviously. When you go through this with us, when you work on this with us, have I sort of done it right, or should I just be fucking off everything that's not a good margin? Because Scrub Daddy and the pink stuff and all those recognizable brands, they are what bring people to us, because we haven't become that for ourselves yet. We're only 1 year old.
Yeah, so all of that stuff's got to go into your brand strategy, and that's probably we'll chat about that tomorrow, but that goes into your digital strategy. So the bottom of the amazing pyramid that Chris did, we're like, now we know what we say, now we know who we say to, what is our acquisition strategy, So that's the stuff that we teach inside the circle, basically. So before I move on from here, hope that's clear for people and everyone goes, I get it. All right, Chris, do you want to do this for any other brands or anything? What are you thinking? I know that I've talked for a while.
Yeah, no, I thought Liz's was pretty cool too. So Liz said she was interested in having herself.
Yeah, sure. Which one? What was that brand?
I'll get a link for it again. Liz, just double check if you're still around with us and you're still happy to.
She's here.
Beautiful.
Yes, still here.
Yes, I'll leave a link. Yeah, would you like to introduce yourself in the business while Paul opens it up, and we'll start having a look?
Which one was it, Chris? I can't say it. Give us the intro.
Seaweed.
This one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's your opportunity for some free promotion. Feel free to drop a promo code or some discount code so these people can buy stuff if you want. So over to you.
Okay, yeah, so this is us. We sell seaweed for plant, animal, and human health. It's something that my family's done for a really long time. My dad started with seaweed over 50 years ago. So we do have this really great backstory. The Shopify store is quite new. We only moved over to Shopify at the end of last year. Before that, we were on a different platform that wasn't particularly good. So yeah, really loving Shopify at the moment and loving all the apps and everything.
It is good, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into a few things. So first off, I mean, Liz is doing a lot right. Like she's still very much lacking a lot of conversion rate elements as I look through her site briefly. However, like we went from Fiona's site to this, let's do some comparative stuff. So Australia's Seaweed Superstore, like, okay, it's not a promise. It's just like we're a big store. We sell lots of seaweed. So this needs to change. Mm-hmm. Pure seaweed for pets, plants, and people. Boost natural health with the world's best seaweed products. It doesn't tell me really how or why it's so beneficial or what is the big, bold promise that you may have. Like Chris McLean may want to jump in and add his thoughts to this potentially. But if I read that, I don't imagine that's what you even say offline. You don't go this and this, Paul, and I go, okay. So these things are what I was talking about, what Fiona needed. So it's, certified third-party tested. As a consumer, I don't necessarily know that I'm like, that's not a promise that I'm looking for. sustainably sourced. I'm like, okay, there's way better things that you could be saying in here that, in my mind, are going to get me to become compliant so that I become a customer. So talk about that for a second. Make me some big promises about what the product does.
Some big promises about what the product does. I don't know. It's really hard because we it's such a broad range of stuff that we do. So we actually have three. We have three separate products. So I don't know. I'm a bit stuck.
You struggle. Okay. All right. Chris M, I see you come off mute, or you went on mute or something. You're the resident words wizard. Blow us away here with something.
He's hitting us with some.
And as you said, this is why we spend 5 to 6 hours going through this stuff to really like what's different about this to other seaweed products.
What's different?
What's unique
what
about
so
it?
Unique?
Like why should I buy this one versus the seaweed store next door, for example?
Well, I guess there's not a seaweed store next door. That's the reason.
I search for seaweed products, and there's your store and another store to click on. What makes me go, oh, this is the place for me? Have you got more range? Have you been at it for longer? Are the ingredients better?
I guess
it more trusted?
So one of the things is that we are the only store in Australia that specialises in seaweed.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only company that specialises in seaweed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for 50 plus years, from what I can say.
Been doing it for a long time. Yeah.
No one else can make that claim. Supports complete health. Like we should say, hey, we've been doing this for 50 plus years. Everyone instantly goes, well, whoa, okay. I think
good. A good a kind of comparison, instead of like the seaweed store next door, is like, okay, maybe Coles and Aldi sells some cheap rip-off Coles product, seaweed product that's like low quality. Like, what would be the difference between, you think you're a small Aussie brand, a lot of the time we're going to be a little bit more expensive because it's all made here, it's all quality, whereas your opposition Coles might be selling a much cheaper product. And we've got to kind of convey to people why they should spend that extra bit of money with us instead of going to the convenience like Coles. I think that's probably a better comparison to work off.
100% agree. So as you
a couple of the comments, the big thing is like, what does it actually do for me? Like, why do I want to eat seaweed? How does it help me? What benefit do I get? A couple of people mentioned that in the chat. How does it?
It's all for health. It's all about health, really. It's how.
What type, like specifically?
It's animal health, it's people health.
Specifically, what health's too general? Give me the specific. Okay. Does it help with my bones? Does it make my eyesight better? Does it make my dog live longer? Like, what's the ultimate benefit of having heaps of seaweed?
Can I take you out of your misery here, Liz? And I'm going to give you some examples. So, seaweed that makes everything thrive. So you go, oh, me, my pets, my plants, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So something like that. Then from what I gather from what I'm reading here, as I'm scrolling up and down, you guys can't see my other screen, but potentially, it helps pets have better breath. It helps plants explode with growth. It helps soil come to life, and it's powered by pure whatever the heck that stuff is. So again, I did this in about 3 seconds, but no one's going to go, yeah, well, seaweed makes everything thrive. Sounds good so far. They go, yes, right? And then they go, it fixes my dog's breath and my plants grow and rah, rah, rah. So where we're trying to get to with this is like, you need stuff like that. Chris is saying, who does it help? How does it help them? How does it make them feel? How does it elevate their status? So, and everything else that we said in terms of the brand story stuff for Fiona absolutely applies to you. Like, you've done an okay job with your website, but lacking conversion rate elements in the site. And like, unfortunately, I meet a lot of people like you that go, oh, we just launched the website yesterday. And I'm like, you don't need to start again from scratch, but you're missing heaps of stuff. So at least add it all in, right? So even if we quickly look at like a product page for you. So let's assume I want to go buy stuff like plants. Takes me a while to get to the product page. Like, your web design is just wasting real estate here with huge photos. So I go shop now, 14 reviews. That works better than Fiona's did. You can click it, you can see it. is very text heavy. Anyone else see what a really obvious issue is right here on the product page?
Yeah.
Can't even see that, a cart button. All right, so you're working with this real estate. Oh, hang on. Try again. What am I doing? I'm drawing white on white. Good job, Paul. But you've got this space. So here is the product name, and you're like, well, what does it do? And then here is the short description. And here is the meta field benefits. And here is the add the cart button. And here is the information about shipping. And here is that I can pay with Shop Pay. And here is breadcrumbs that make me get back to the previous. So all of that stuff is missing at the moment. We've got to get all that stuff added in because that's what's going to help improve your conversion rate immensely. All right. Okay. So when Chris talks about like our converter kit in the next 10 minutes or so, this is what we're talking about. Most sites are missing all of that stuff. If you use our system, they've got all that in there by default. All right. So you're like, great, I've got a great footing to kick things off with. All right. But does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
All right. Chris.
Thank you.
Chris Water, any comments or you want to go back to the next bit?
Nailed it, man. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the previous business, I think. Yeah, like those two things. I'd love to know more, Liz, if you're running ads currently as well. Like, how's that looking? What are you doing on that side of things?
We're running Facebook and Google ads. And
Stop. How's that going?
They're going okay. I mean, I don't know. I think they're still kind of learning. We've only been doing them for a bit over a month.
What does the numbers look like? How much are you spending?
We're spending at the moment about getting up to $130 a day on Facebook.
What are you getting back for that in terms of return on your ad spend?
Well, bugger all today.
Okay. Why do you reckon that is? Why do you reckon that is? It's also easy.
I don't know. Yeah.
Have a guess based on what we just mentioned. A few things. I'll give you the hint. It might be a conversion rate issue, and it might be a story issue.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be running either of those things to this website at the moment because what will happen is you'll work with are you doing it yourself or as an agency?
An agency.
Okay. So again, they will not tell you to fix these things because they don't know how to fix them. So, but they will work with you for the next 6 months. And at the end of the 6 months, they'll be like, sorry, it didn't work out, Liz. Go get someone else. And then they'll do the same thing again. So this is why we are so passionate.
And that's why I'm here.
Now, I do want to say that there are heaps of exceptionally good agencies out there. I'm not an agency basher, right? We have the amazing, I don't know if Sophie's still here on our call, Sophie and Lockie in our team that literally work in our agency and they are phenomenal at what they do, right? But they understand this stuff. They'll tell our clients, they go, don't run ads yet with us until you fix this and you fix that. So pretty cool, right? So all right, back to you.
Same thing that we went through before. Yeah, it's just to touch on this again. It's the same thing we went through kind of at the start where I explained that if you're spending a lot of money towards a website that doesn't convert well, then obviously you're not going to get back as much as you could, and this can really hurt cash flow. So what we're really big on is like kind of turning it around, slowing down the traffic, if it's not going to kill the business, that is, and really optimizing this. So then when you do spend your funds on traffic, it's actually going to get back a lot for you, and it's going to change the game with cash flow, absolutely. And especially if you're just starting as well. I know Liz is already at a certain size that you mentioned previously, but even if you're just starting, you really want to nail these things before you spend a single dollar on ad spend. Otherwise, you will find yourself in a spot where 3 months later you spend a few grand and you've just not got sales, and you're like, damn, like I just kind of put that money down the drain and didn't get the results, which it happens all the time, guys. So go ahead.
So I'm going to do this exercise now. For this thing is basically exactly the same thing that Fiona and Liz need to do, or everyone else on the call. So this is what we call our fast path plan. This is your fast path plan to fix all your problems that you've got or you're going to have. All right. So please take a screenshot if you wish, but it's pretty easy to remember. So here is what needs to be fixed in both of these businesses and the order. And you can do both of these things at once. And I will say that this is, 90 days, 180 days, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't take that long to fix these things. But for both of you, first thing is fix your story. All right. So that can be story, number one. And then 2 is go here and fix your store. Chris can write store or strategy or whatever they want in there, but please fix both of these things before you go do anything else, because some of you are already running meta ads, right? And you're already sending traffic to here. And like we already said, it's going to be just pissing money down the drain. So, but if you nail this and you nail this and you've got this new U-Boot story, then you can take that story and you can put it into your meta ads and you can put it into your email and you can put it into, oh, that's a terrible E. And then you can put it into whatever else you want to do, right? And because you're now doing the story at the level that it needs to be, then you send traffic to here, and then this flywheel kicks in, and you now have a profitable business that makes you a shitload more money. And if for some reason people still don't get it, at least then like send traffic here, they leave, they come back here, they enter your email list. And this whole process can be automated so that you're like, hey, we know that you didn't buy today, but you send them an email today, an email another day, and another day, and you educate them on the story about your brand. What's going to happen is after the course of like 7 days or 14 days, they'll come back and they'll buy stuff from you, right? So, but if you don't have a story and you don't have this and you just go, let's just blast traffic to here. And sorry that my drawing looks terrible now. Like this does not happen. It doesn't compound, right? It also, the issue that all these people that you could have had coming to your business and buying stuff and becoming happy customers, they would have sent all their friends and family and blah, blah, blah to you. That doesn't happen. So please take my gentle, forceful, whatever commentary on this and be like, a lot of people will come to your website and they'll remember your brand and they'll never come back. So it's not like, I'll fix it later, right? So please fix this as quickly as you can.
Yeah. I think it'd also be the same people who are just starting. Like obviously the product, make sure you have a product that's quality that you want to sell. But once you do, then the same thing, the next thing you want to work on is going to be your brand messaging and that website side of things. Really nail the conversion rate, and that's going to be the fastest way for you to get to a business that actually makes you money. But thank you guys for being so patient, sticking around with us. So we are going to start wrapping up, but there's a couple of things that I do want to go through with you. So I'm going to get up my screen and just share it quickly. I do have a couple questions to ask you, and I'm going to ask for a bit of vulnerability here after this session. I'm going to ask you all to, in the chat, actually rate yourself on each of these three sections: store, story, and strategy. So you can just write green, yellow, and red for each. Obviously, green means you think you've got it nailed. It's completely fine. Yellow means you think it could be better. And red means you think it needs to be improved as of tomorrow, basically. I just want you guys to share where you are with each of these, just to see like what we think of, if we have a store currently, how do you think that you're performing with these three things? Or if you're just starting one, how do you feel in terms of your confidence to achieve these things? So I'll give you guys about a minute just to kind of let these come through. I can see a couple already. So Krupa is red for store, yellow for story, and green for strategy. Awesome. So I'm guessing that you've kind of done your 90-day plan yourself already. Awesome. Diane is yellow for store, green for story, and red for strategy. Gotcha. We got Scott with yellow, and red. Yeah, Lynette, yellow, red. Liz, yellow across the board. Awesome. Darren, yellow, green, red. Phil, I'm nowhere at the moment. So you can just say, it's just red for everything. That's completely fine, mate. We all got to start somewhere. Mr. iPhone, a lot of them have just come through quickly there. Mr. iPhone, red, yellow, red. Tanya and Rod, yellow, red. Haley's green for strategy, red for store, yellow. Yeah. Well, sorry, we had a storm and no power. No problem. I hope you caught that last few bits. So Owen, red, yellow, red. Maria, red, yellow. Awesome. Look, I appreciate you guys being really honest with me there. And I do have one more question. And that is basically, after what we've gone through today, if we were to help you to get each of these three things to green, do you believe that you could grow the business to where you want it to be? Or do you believe that you could build the business that you want? I want you to be completely honest here. If we could nail all three of those things, the story, and strategy, do you think what you want to do would be possible? We got yes from, again, Mr. iPhone, you're our biggest fan. Lynette, yes. Diane, maybe. Raywin, yes. Liz, yes. Absolute confidence. Thank you. Nadia, yes. Kripa, yes. 100%. I think so. I think so too, Tanya and Rod. Phil thinks so. Yeah, I agree with you guys. And yeah, look, the reason I ask is because I absolutely agree. The reason I agree, I don't just make this stuff up. It's because these are the things that we help nail every time we grow a brand. And it is the three biggest roadblocks that they face whenever they try and grow their, get more profits into their business and really try and grow it. And honestly, guys, it really comes down to the fact that their traffic doesn't convert or their brand messaging isn't clear. And again, it's that spinning plates, right? You don't know what you're supposed to be focusing on. You got so many things that you think you got to worry about that it just hinders your growth. And these three things, honestly, we've seen businesses kind of crash and burn because of this, but we've seen businesses when they nail it absolutely just skyrocket. And just to be clear with you guys, there's one particular part that we find people really, really struggle with. And when it comes to the website, look, here's the thing. We do coach people on how to build websites, but I will let you know, like, one of the things that slows people down the most is the reality is, I know, Paul, you didn't really go much into it, but the use of the themes that a lot of people have when they start out, they are very, very limited. And what we find is we have a full-scale dev team who they build websites, about 100 a year of them for our brands that we work with, and they're all custom built. And when we coach people what to put into a website, the thing is we can say what to put in, but then when it actually comes down to the teaching, the actual implementation of that, that's the hard part, because it is a technical skill with coding that has taken years for people to, in our team to develop, and we don't think it's a good use of your time. So this has been a specifically gigantic roadblock that we found for people who are trying to grow their brands themselves, and it's one that we've also kind of really helped to solve. And we're going to go into that solution in a minute, what that is, because I think it's going to be perfect for a lot of you on this call. However, not perfect for all of you. I do want to just quickly digress that I know, again, we're in a bunch of different stages in business here. So what I want from moving forward is there's a few brands here that we've spoken to who are in that grow up and scale up phase. So for those brands, I would love to actually just chat with you personally. Like Paul and I will be on this call, and you're going to need a bit more of a customized one-to-one. Like, this is the exact plan for you guys. So I'm going to have Roxy from my team just drop a link to book a call. I think we already got a call with Fiona. Liz, I'd love to chat with you as well. And there might be a few others here that are in those sections. So if you are the grow up or scale up section, there should be a link there. I think Chris McLean just dropped it. Go ahead and book a time with us that works. We're going to have a direct chat with you about what we can do moving forward. But for those of you who are in the startup or the setup phase, so you might already have a product that you want to sell. You might already be getting a couple of sales. Maybe you're just starting and you want to do things absolutely correct from the start. What we're going to go through is completely, it's going to be specifically for you. And I want you to picture yourself. I know we saw a lot of reds, yellows, and such for the other things before. I want you to ask yourself, what would it be like for you? How would it feel if in 2 months we could get you to a green for each of those three things? If we could get you a store that sells, the brand story that connects with the audience and cuts through the competition, and, to put you on a path where you're so sure of what you're doing being the right thing. I just want you to put yourself in that situation. And it's kind of why I want to also introduce you to what we call the store converter kit. So I know I spoke on the phone with a few of you and said we'd have something pretty special for you guys tonight, in terms of like what you can do with us moving forward. And this, guys, is basically one of the things that we've created to really, really help those brands who are in that starting phase of the business, who need a high converting website, but also you're not quite ready to have a team like ours build it for you. And also you just don't have the dev skills to be able to custom code all the amazing things that we put into our stores into it. So just to give you a bit of a reference, we have what we call our high converting framework. And it's a fancy name. You don't need to worry about it too much. But basically, when we build websites for people, all those functions that Paul was talking about on the websites we reviewed earlier, that he says you need to have this and this and this, is about 300 plus things, which I'll actually show you in this next tab here, that we go through when we include whenever we build businesses. And the thing is, again, guys, like, we can coach you what needs to go in all day, every day, but the actual ability to code it in yourself, or honestly, the fact that most themes, if not all themes, just don't have the ability to do most of these functions, is going to severely hamstring you, which is why we created the converter kit, which essentially, guys, it works like a theme. But it's not like any other theme that you could get out there on the market at the moment, because essentially what happens is when you install our theme, you open it up, it is just going to be blank, but it has each of these 300 plus conversion elements already custom coded into your business. So for you, what happens is basically we install it. So this is more before and after, but you install it and then you get given instructional video guides, and all you have to do is to move your products from where they currently are and your branding to this new theme. And as you go and develop your website, you're using this custom theme. And guys, I want to show you a quick example of what it looks like when people use this theme. So this is Fiona from Material Magic, just as an example. This is her website when she came to us and she knew she needed a website that was going to convert her customers into buyers, but she didn't have the time or ability to do it herself. So we got her the converter kit. She followed the guidance and everything that we provided, and this is her website afterwards. And you can see it's night and day. You can see it has things like the H1 and the H2 tag already in there. It has the review set up. It has the brand trust icons area. It has a nice collection structure. Even the product page, you can see all the benefits that we've included there that we spoke about that you'll need to have a website that is, that's built to convert, basically. And yeah, look, guys, the way it looks basically is you get it. We install it within a couple of business days. You follow the simple step-by-step training, the same way Fiona did, the same way actually Karen that we showed you earlier did as well. And basically from there, this is your website that you're going to use to drive sales to the business to start growing it and scaling it. And look, to be honest, guys, I know, even with something like this, we know it's not perfect. There are going to be times when you're going to feel stuck. And I know from speaking to a lot of you guys that feeling of like not knowing what to do next, or you don't have people to kind of get support with, or you just don't have that kind of that network there to rely on. Basically, what we have done is we've created the last few years what we call the e-commerce circle. And this is our private mentoring community where we have brands like yours in there, about 200 every single day, who come to our live coaching calls that are like today's workshop, but we go deeper into each topic of e-commerce. For example, meta ads, Google ads, Klaviyo. We even do conversion optimization calls, brand messaging calls. And it's all held on Slack, which you'll see here. Some of you guys haven't used Slack. Basically, it's like Facebook, but very organized. That way, when you get the converter kit, you have specific channels here where if you ever get stuck, you come and our dev team sits in there about an hour every single day to answer questions you might have. So not only do we give you the ultimate tool, but we also give you the support that goes along with it. You can come to the calls. You can go to the Slack channel and ask questions there. You have the best tool in your hands basically to go. And guys, we've kind of packaged this all together. So typically what we love to do is to have people on a 12-month kind of like, this is the journey with you. We want to take you from where you are now to in just honestly in a few months is our real goal, to have you with a high converting website that's ready to make sales. And typically, guys, we package these things together it comes down to $3,000 altogether. However, we want to do something a little bit unique for tonight. So for everyone who's on the workshop today, we want to offer this package specifically for you guys with a $500 discount to give you access to that Connect community for 12 months, as well as access to that Kajabi, as well as access to the converter kit. Just to make sure, guys, that we understand cash flow is a bit of an issue sometimes with people. We absolutely understand this, and what we've done is we've offered a few different payment plans. You can see if you click on the link, which will link below now, Roxy and Chris, if you could just drop that link for people to check out. You'll see there's a couple payment plan options, so you can get your hands on this and pay it off over months, so you don't have to pay the full amount up front, or you can use things like Klaviyo and Afterpay as well. But guys, if you do feel like you definitely want to do Shopify, you have a great product already and you're already making sales and you really want to scale it, this is going to be the thing that's going to take the most time off your plate. It's going to get you there the fastest. And we couldn't recommend anything anymore. So, well, guys, I won't go too much more deeper into it. I understand a lot of you probably have a lot of questions about this. I know it is a pretty big thing that we're dropping on you, and you've just met us for the first time, a lot of you today. So what we love to do at the end of these sessions is just give you guys a chance who've shown us the patience to be here to this point of the session to honestly come off mute and ask any questions you might have about either the product we've just gone through here with the converter kit, or just us in general and what it would look like to work with us, because we're pretty confident after chatting with a lot of you that we could help you to build the businesses that you want. So with that being said, look, Paul, is there anything that I missed that you might want to include?
Yeah, so I'll check in a few things, right? So Chris has explained it well. I just want to add a few different things. Now, obviously, we spoke heaps about conversion rate optimization, and the reason people have terrible conversion rate is, like we said already, you go and get a Shopify site from Shopify and you get the free theme and they're crap, right? So what the converter kit is, as he said, it's based on a theme so that you guys can change it and do stuff and edit it and do whatever you want with your site. You know, you can like he said, Karen, who has the Tea Leaf Reader business, she's in her 60s. She uses this system. She logs in, she changes the banners, she changes whatever she needs to do. She went through the converter kit. She went through the course that goes for it. So the course goes for like 2 hours. And it's like, hey, Paul, hey, Phil, hey, Cameron, hey, whatever. This is how you do what you need to do. We need you to throw a few banners in. We need you to change a few colors. We need you to click a few buttons. We need you to turn that on. Do that, and you're going to have a high converting e-commerce site, right? Very easy. And as Chris said as well, this is the same foundation that we use for hundreds of brands. We start people here, and Chris also said for brands like Fiona, for example. So if we work with the brand like Fiona, we would go, you know what? maybe the converter kit is not perfect for you right now because you're a much more established brand. But if we went and rebuilt her website, which I'm probably going to recommend to Fiona, it's still based on the conversion kit, but our team do the design, do make it look beautiful, right? So you guys still end up with a beautiful website, built to convert, amazing brand strategy. But as you become a bigger brand, it grows, right? And it accommodates everything you need. So what we're talking about here is you get all of that. You get access to our you get access to our e-commerce circle community. There are 300 other people in their community and probably 200 in you that are using this system. So we do live calls all the time where we're like, hey, Paul, hey, Owen, here's how you do the thing that you're asking me about, right? And if for some reason you can't go to the live calls, there is a lot of recordings in there that you watch. Yeah. There is our high dev team you ask questions to. There is a Paul AI that you can ask questions to, so everything is covered. Right. Now, you also get our brand communication course, which the sheet that I shared before, the Google sheet, there is a course that goes for like 4 or 5 hours. So it will enable you guys to go through and go, oh, I know what I need to put in terms of my words on my website. Again, if you go through it and you're like, oh, I feel like I've done a pretty good job, but I'm still stuck, you go to Chris's brand call. He helps you answer it. You go to the brand channel. You post in there. You ask the other people in the community. So our goal with you guys is you grab this thing, inside of 90 days, your story is nailed and your store is nailed. And obviously, as I said, for those of you that go, I don't want to do it myself, I go, cool, get on a call with us tomorrow and we'll talk to you about how much it costs for us to do all of it for you. So there's a whole bunch of other inclusions that we kind of didn't really touch on here, but when you join as well, you get access to like a course on meta ads. So, if you want to run your own ads, there's a course that goes by 2 hours and it's by Lockie, our head coach, teaches you how to do it. There's a creative course, teaches you how to do it. There's a brand course. There's a pro course. There's all other courses, right? So you jump in and we go, say, for example, I'll use Paul Lenzetti as an example. So he's like, Paul, sounds great. I'm going to give him my money. He goes, but what order should I do it in? So for those of you that go and grab this thing today and do this, lock it in tonight, tomorrow or next week, whenever we have time, we get on a one-to-one call and I'm like, Paul, you need to do this stuff in this order, right? So fix this, watch this training, do this thing, come back to me in a couple of weeks when you go, Paul, I've done it all. What do you reckon? I go, yeah, great. So we'll actually do this for you one-to-one, right? Because we want to make sure that you do the right thing and stop doing lots of different things. So that's available for anyone that does buy this tonight. So other things that I want to mention, we mentioned the pricing. So I should sell this thing for a lot more money, but I give people like 4 pricing options. And for those of you that are on the checkout page, you'll see the pricing options. You can pay it in full. You can pay it off over 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I just want to make sure that everybody has the best possible site that is built to convert immediately and the best story immediately. So that's why I give people payment options. I'm like, so whatever works for you, you do that. Like, this is not a big money grab for me. I'm like, I want to get you guys on the right foundations, help you get going, and then go, what is all of your next steps that you need to do? All right? Making sense.
There are a couple questions actually, Paul. So we got from Mr. Samsung. I'm not going to read out the number, but is there a guarantee it works? Are there ongoing charges or any extra Shopify fees? We got on with it.
So you buy this thing, you get full access to the e-commerce community for 12 months. Normally it's $97 a month. So crazy offer. The charges, obviously, you got to pay Shopify to use Shopify. And if you use other apps, you got to pay those things to Shopify. But our theme is just like, here's the theme and you're good to go. You'll probably need a review app. Going to cost you like $6 a month. You're probably going to need, that's about it, really. Is there a guarantee? Yeah, if you buy this and for some reason, even let's do this, right? If you buy it and you change your mind within the next like 30 days, right? Or you jump into our community within the next 30 days, and you're like, this is sensational, or you don't think it's sensational, and you're like, I don't really know what to do, I'll give you your money back. Like, I think we've done one refund in like 200 or 150 sales on this, and
that's mainly because they just didn't want to do Shopify. They didn't want to e-commerce anymore. It was like
they didn't want to listen. We told them how to do it, blah, 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 right? So for those of you that are like, really, like, go to our e-commerce circle page, click on testimonials up this top, and there's pages and pages and pages of people saying all the good stuff about us, right? They do that voluntarily. So
yeah.
So in terms of a guarantee, I'm like, buy it 30 days, give it a good crack. I will never promise that you're going to have a miraculously 9x conversion rate by 30 days. That's really, I actually can't do that. Like, you could have a website right now that's got a conversion rate of 3% and you've got 100 visitors coming to your website a month. And then some miracle occurs where you start getting 10,000 visitors coming to your website and you convert one of them and your conversion rate falls through the floor, and I'm like, that's not a me problem. So how we all say though, like, at least you've now got all the right things in the right order and the right spot on your websites.
These are the
Right.
intangibles that, like, if you don't get these nailed, like we said, if you gotta do these eventually. And to be frank, it's like the ability to get the website to where it needs to be. We've seen it time and time again. It's just super difficult for people who are busy, aren't tech people, etc., to be able to get that store side settled, which is kind of exactly why we do this. Those who aren't ready to get it done with a team because your business is still a little small, but you need it to get to that next level. That's kind of exactly why we built it. And we have Haley here asking Paul, what's the normal timeline for a store being successful if they do everything you advise and have a solid product? I honestly think Will Chen is like the the exact example of, like, if you, Haley, I only ever say this as an example of, like, this is someone who came to us. This is Will Chen, who's an awesome member in the community. He sold, I think, $500 of his product for the entire time he had the business. He literally sells, like, it's called Cappy Cool. He sells like little capybara lamps and fans. It's really strange business, but he's come to every single call that we do. He implements everything that we say. And this guy managed to take himself from where he was to, I think, a 40K month within like 3 months. So
No,
if you are someone, what was
he's
that?
over
Sorry?
100. He's over 100K now.
He's now 100K. Yeah, this is like a year down the track. So I mean, if you want to be there in a year, then absolutely. But
let me show you some screenshots, guys. So I can't fake this stuff. This is like actual screenshots in actual dashboards in Shopify.
All so Aussie. Owen asked AUD or USD. It's all Aussie. Everything we do deals in Aussie. So just so that's clear.
Yeah. So, like, example, I'm going to just show you heaps, and then you guys will be like, "Well, okay, that looks pretty good." So this, as I go back further, this is the brand that we spoke about, Nature's Pantry Supplies. First thing we fixed for them was their website and their brand strategy, and then Sophie and Lockie run great meta ads. So when they started, they're over here, they did 30K. This is where they're at now, right? Here is Karen, which is a smaller brand. When she started, she came from Etsy. She had no site. I said, buy the converter kit. Now she's up to there. Here's Produce Pod, right? This lady literally sells a bag you put in your fridge, keeps your produce fresh, right? So she's up to those numbers. We've got other brands like these guys.
These aren't screenshots, by the way, guys. This is actually just our back end of Shopify with the people who are happy for us to share.
This is one of our like inner circle clients. This is Jordan. So I worked with Jordan for like 2 years. And when I first met Jordan, he was doing 20 grand a month. And you can see what it goes back. He was doing 20K. I said, dude, and I met him and he's like, I really like your vibe because you're pretty straight shooter. And I said, dude, your website's shit. And he goes, yeah, great. So fixed his story, fixed his strategy, dialed in his ads. This is how much money he sold in the last year. $5 million. He sells pool fences on the internet.
Yeah, it's the same stuff that like we did for him, but we teach for everyone else. It's the same stuff.
So, and I can sit here for hours and just go, I'll show you more, I'll show you more, I'll show you more. Yeah, I'll caveat, like some brands, like it's very rare for a brand to not work. I'm like, if you enter a space where you sell the same shit that you can buy from Temu, this will not work for you. And I will talk you out of doing it. I will still sell you the converter kit, but I'll tell you sell a better product. I had a guy come to me the other day. He goes, I want to sell dog collars on the internet. I'm like, oh, mate, don't do that. You can buy dog collars from 400 different vendors and go to Kmart now and buy them. So we help people fix those things, So when you join our community and you're like, I'm just not sure what to do, we'll make sure that you got the right product, sell into the right thing, you're profitable, we can run ads, and you can have fun doing it. Right?
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Owen's asked.
One question I like to ask people, I'm like, if you like, I always go, what's the worst thing that you think could possibly happen if you guys were to buy this? So if I ask a few of you, put you on the spot, like Paul, you've sat there very, focused in front of your beautiful garden or whatever's going on. I'm very envious of that grass. I don't know where you are. It's green.
That's a fairway there.
You're at the golf course.
No. That was a photo I took ages ago.
Right. But I just go back to you guys.
That's what I'll do.
You're going to sell golf products?
No. That's what I would do. Obviously, business goes well. You spend more time playing golf.
We were working with a golf. I won't say who because I had an NDA with them, but I took a golf brand from 20 grand a month to $570,000 a month, and they just sold golf simulators.
Hunters.
Simulators. Golf simulators. Right? So, for example, if you get into a good niche, like you can kill this. So my question to you, though, I'm like, if you would have grabbed this thing, and I don't know where you're at, are you in startup phase at the moment?
Yeah, sort of. It's been going for a few years, but it's not going anywhere because there's not enough time and focus given to it. But yeah,
Okay.
my web page is nothing nothing to be, it's nothing special. So that's letting
Where
me down big time. Yeah.
where do you want to? What numbers do you want to get to?
Oh, if I could do 20 grand a month, would be perfect because it's one of three businesses that I do, and you know,
Okay.
it's just great. Like I've actually, while we were doing the Zoom call, I had two sales come through. That's why I lost my focus a little bit. Just
The effect.
Okay.
like just confirming with that lady that I can send it tomorrow and she'll get it by Friday. She's desperate for the product, so I'm
Yeah.
lucky in terms of the product that I want to sell. Actually, does quite well organically, but I want to scale
Mm.
that to national. You know what I mean? Like.
What's your
Uh,
website, Paul? Can I look at it? What's the domain?
the product's actually called Hullbright. It's easier if you do that. HULLBRIGHT. It's
Yeah.
a hull cleaner for boats, and it'll direct you to the web page. But that's where it falls over because it's just messy in terms of. I run a couple other businesses there as well.
Mm. Was it
So
F
GR
F
Auto?
F U FUL, right?
no, HULL Hull.
Hull.
H for Harry.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a bird hole. What's your website though? I can't find
Is
yours.
it this one?
TR Auto and Marine.
Yeah, just dropped it there for you, Paul.
Yeah, okay, right. Let's have a look. Yes, you definitely need a converter kit. You're selling products to people who have bloody like very expensive boats.
Yeah.
Your website
Yeah.
should look very premium. So
Yeah,
for you,
mate.
converter kit is great, but I would be like, get us to build you a proper website because if someone coming along owns that boat, they're like needs to look Mickey Mouse, right?
Well, that's the conversation that I have with all these people where doesn't matter where they're at with the cost of their boat, they still all have the same problem.
Yeah,
Uh, and in that industry, if you have something good, they all buy it.
yeah, yeah. So this website for you, like, it has pro issues, but it also has like an image problem, right?
Yeah,
You go to Rolex and you spend 30 grand or 100 grand on a Rolex watch. You're having an experience when you go to that website and you're giving them all your money and da da da. Da. That's why you do it because it looks and feels, and then they have all the other stuff that I'm speaking about.
yeah.
So for you, depending how creative you are, like you'll definitely benefit from the converter kit, no brainer. So like, please buy it. Would be a good outcome for you.
I don't have a
However,
problem with that. Yeah, that's fine.
so what some people do, they do buy it and they go, I understand e-commerce so much better now that I bought it. But they come back in a couple of weeks and go, can you finish it for me? All right. So we go, yeah, sure. Here's a proposal for to finish the whole thing for you. But again, for a brand like yours, like you seem like a, like intelligent fellow and so forth. And, like, let's just help make this thing look better. So, well, I reckon we'll just chat to you one to one and we'll just, I don't need you, kind of don't need to go, what's your fees, Paul? And you're like, oh, Biden doesn't work. Like, that's what people think is going to happen, right?
No. I've been around the block a few times. I don't have a problem with $2,500. Let me tell you.
Yeah. When it crushes it, we're all going on Paul's boat. You got a good boat, Paul? Yeah.
Oh, I've got a little fishing boat. Yeah, it's actually up for sale because I don't get enough time to use it. But I'm one of those blokes that has 20 hobbies, so that's why I do. This is all for passive income. You know what I mean? Like if it does well, then it just makes it easier. I've got a lot of other ideas as well.
Or just make this one go to 100 grand a month, and you don't need 20 other ideas to tick the dopamine box.
I can't stop it. Like I've got another store that does quite well on eBay, and I'd love to get that zooming as well. So
I've got one client that has 4 of our converter kits because they've got 4 brands. They just go every time they launch another brand, they go and buy another converter kit, Paul, and need help with the brand strategy. And then can you guys run our ads? I said, you know what to do, buy it. We set it up. You do it. You do the rest, and away they go. So,
I reckon I might be that bloke.
All right, we'll give you a deal. We buy 3, I'll give you 1 for free. So, anyway, Maria or Cameron,
we did have a question there, or
questions.
Haley did ask, so you work best with someone who has a quality product in a niche, which kind of has like a couple answers there. Like the best businesses are going to be selling quality products, and niching down typically is going to help you in business. Yeah, but look, if you're looking for support as well, if you haven't got a product and you're looking for support with that, we do help in terms of product ideation and sourcing in the circle as well. So if you want to bounce those ideas off, definitely still convert a kit, get 12 months in the circle, and our support will help you pick those. Same thing we did with Jay, like same thing we told her, and they taught her when she came into the circle after the workshop, and now she's doing. I think it's 20K a month she's doing now.
Yeah, I don't think we went too deep enough into what the circle is. So there's lots of e-commerce communities out there, right? And they're all filled with like they're full of the young hot yoga bros and blah 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 blah, so an activewear and rah. Not to say that we're not like that, but like our community is the 35 plus year old people that want to be part of a community of like-minded people that want to contribute and they want good help. So our community is like super strong in essence that you join and you're like, hey guys, I want some opinion on my product. Our people will just be like, this is what we think about your thing. You know, do it or don't do it. Rah, 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 rah. So I don't think, like our community is very unique like that. Awesome. And obviously the layer amongst that is our coaching layer. There's like 10, 15 coaches. And then there's like our senior team. You know, so for example, some of our coaches in the community are people that like came up with Movember. Like one of our brand coaches who works with Chris, he came up with Movember. He came up with like Yeti logo. He's worked at big brands like Rip Curl. You know, our media buyers in there that running ads for like 100 brands. Right. Chris, who was on the call, didn't say much tonight, but like, you know, he's worked in Dubai and so forth on brands like Pepsi and Nintendo. And our coaches that are in there coaching and helping you guys do stuff are like not kids. Right. So they're adults who have built big things, helping people like you build real businesses. Yeah. And no egos. It's all very, you know, you can go to the coaching calls and you'll be on the coaching call with like 50 people and you can like sit in the background and say nothing, or you can sit in the foreground and ask great questions. And I'll be like, today I'm going to help Cameron with a question. I'm going to help Paul and I'm going to help Rod, you know, and then next week I'm going to help these people. So, and during that process, our community will be like, hey, I've got some ideas for Cameron too. I've got some ideas for Phil. I've got some ideas for Maria. So after you sit on a few calls, you'll be like, fuck, everyone's trying to help me here. This is rare, right? You know, and it's good information that's actually working right now. That's the most important thing. No, you know, no flashy overnight, blah, blah, blah. Go and set up a TikTok shop or you know, all that kind of nonsense.
I want to humble brag Paul a little bit. So we had people who come like from other programs. We're not going to name names or anything, but like they come from other programs where they're paying $2,000 a month just for some of these coaching calls that it's lower value than what they get just inside our circle that you can get in for like 12 months for like $1,000. So like just the level of what we do in there, we try to make it so accessible for everyone to get the converter kit, get the support that you need. The reason why is because we want to grow as many brands as possible. That's our goal, to get as many people to, you know, build the businesses that they truly want, because we know like we run an agency, we do bigger pieces of work, we build websites, and we know that like if we can create more success stories, those people will then work with us like forever. And like that's what we want to do. We want to build our own success stories. It's kind of like how we separate ourselves from others. And we got a question with Maria. Would this work for custom signage, printing, and laser products? Yeah, we've done so many businesses similar to that. If you're selling products at all online, this is kind of exactly what you need. It doesn't matter what the type of product is, but we've got a few examples of very similar businesses to that. So absolutely, Maria, I do think it's going to be the right thing for you.
Yeah, like everything from like custom merch, the custom t-shirts to custom art to
everything. My gosh,
all of that. Yeah, we've covered all of that.
Mr. Samsung, can I grab your name, by the way? Samsung, just so I can refer to you by your human name. It always feels nicer to have those conversations.
Mr. Samsung.
If you can, that'd be great. But in the meantime, I'll read your questions. So my website is an extension of my bricks and mortar store. Awesome. Perfect, actually. I have both clothes and Belinda. Nice to refer to you as your actual name. I have both clothes and accessories on website and also perfume oil. Should I have separate websites for them? 2 kits.
Yes. Yeah. The answer is yes. Don't try and sell clothing and
that's too
you
know, way too much
stuff. Like focus on do one.
Yeah.
Is my thing. And we can have a look at that for you, but like, yeah, separate them is, you know, the more you niche down, the better. Like look at that, like Darren Floods, you know, he sells like Floody, come off mute if you want, because I haven't spoken to you in ages. May as well get some words in before we talk again. But like you sell a rub for food, right?
Steak rub kind of thing.
Can't hear you, mate. I've been waiting all that time to talk to you. Now I can't hear your voice. Your audio's not working. I'm going to assume, though, that he sells steak rubs, you know?
Yeah.
So don't then go on there and start selling, like, whatever, barbecue tongs or something. Just, like, lean in and do all the kinds of different rubs.
How about now? Is that better?
Yes. Yeah, we're good now.
Go.
Hey, g'day, buddy.
How are you, mate?
Good to see your smiling face, mate. It's
too.
Following you for a little while, very intrigued. So I jumped in and had a look at what's going on, and it's been a lot of years. Mate, I sell barbecue, rubs, sauces, spices, condiments, hot sauces, anything to enhance your cooking journey. Everything I sell is not available. Well, I won't say everything, but if it hits Woolies and Coles, it doesn't hit my store ever again.
Yeah, right. Okay. So see how he's very niche specific. He's like, I sell that to that. Like, the Rub Hub makes your meat taste better. Like, good point. It's good. Do you know what I mean? Darren definitely needs a store converter kit. No offense, Darren. I love you when we used to work with you and I still love you, but your website needs some love, needs a converter kit just so we can make it work how it should work. But I
totally. That's
you
why
know,
I'm here, Paul. That's why I'm here. I know exactly what's good, what's not, and what's flawed.
Can
And
you just show them boutique sources quickly? Just show them like what it could look like as an example.
oh yeah. We worked with them ages ago.
Such a good example of like.
funny that you work with them. I caught them the other day. I was going to stock their products.
They're great products.
They're beautiful products.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, we worked with them a while ago. Pretty much got their business like flying for them, and then
they're the same thing. They were markets, and then just need to go online.
It. E-commerce space is an interesting space, though. I help a lot of people like really become very successful, and then they think they did it themselves. Though I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So, but they got a good product, and have a look at their website. And we haven't touched their website in a year, but we made that, and like it's still beautiful, and it still crushes, and it enabled them to get to where they are. Like even the websites that we now make are still 100 times better than this thing, but this thing is still brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So this is what you need, Darren. Basically,
I remember working with you and Insightful many, many, many years ago, mate. Going in to do a pitch for a Victorian government, I think we were.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Before the Mikey card, mate.
God, that's a long time ago. I remember the walk-on days.
Walk-on was fun. Walk-on was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, I'm a bit older now, and I know some more things since then. So thankfully,
question from Lynette.
I'm keeping an eye out for your order, Darren. I don't know if I've seen it come through yet, and I'm looking for Paul's, and I'm looking for a few others. Checking the sales channel. No, all right. I was going to sit here and make it really awkward.
I've got a question from Lynette here, Paul. So my website. My website was built by a Shopify specialist. It was completed a month ago, but hasn't made any sales. Would the converter kit work alongside their work, or would I have to scrap everything that I have done? You wouldn't scrap everything you've done. You would just take the assets that you have got that are good from the current website and you'd move them all to the converter kit, and we'll show you how to do the rest of the things that it's missing properly. But if you try and do here's the problem I mentioned before. We could tell you what needs to go on the current website, but I can guarantee you won't be able to get it done. It's going to be too complicated. What they built is probably clunky, doesn't have the functionality that it needs, and you'll be stuck there. So
let me go
ahead.
Yeah, I'll disagree with him. Your site's actually quite nice.
Well, I haven't looked at it. Sorry, I didn't look.
It's actually pretty nice. But so if it wasn't, I'd say absolutely. Like moving forward, let me say this: like when I do coaching calls inside of the community, and I do like a conversion rate call, I get on there and I go, guys, like you need to turn on this button, or you need to enable this new feature, or you need to do that. When I talk about doing that, the people who use our converter kit can do that. People who don't or haven't had a custom website from us, they've got to go to wherever and they've got to figure out how to do it. So for what you've got right now, that's fine. I think you've only just launched it. I'm not going to tell you to go launch it.
Quite nice.
Again. Yeah. However, like for you, for example, when you join, like there will be other ways that we can help you. Like I can, instead of buying the converter kit, I go, hey, we have a product where we sell like a full conversion rate audit. And I go, hey, I'll sell you that. And it's like, whatever it is, we'll talk about that on the call. And I go, I'll say that. Go and do all this stuff that you can do yourself. If your website was an absolute train crash, I'd go, sorry, start again. But yours is okay, right? So you probably don't need that right now. And I'm not going to get on there and like buy it because I want you to buy it because I'm like, not if you don't need it, right?
Oh, thank you.
So different Lynn. We have 2 Lyns. That's incredible.
I got the suck you.
Maybe Lynette, just look out for a message from Roxy. We'll organize a time to catch up and talk about what we could do best together. Moving forward, seeing I should have checked that website. Actually, is quite nice. You've done a good job so far. Owen, pet products, a good product like beds and accessories. It's like one of the most. I'll just be very frank. It's one of the most saturated industries that there are. Everyone has dogs and loves their dogs, and everyone wants to sell stuff. So you can do it. We've helped businesses do it. It's just going to be a lot more of an uphill battle, and you have to do everything 10 times better, which is even more reason why you need to do things correctly from the get-go. So you absolutely can. If you want, but you just got to make sure that you're going to do everything by the book, from the get-go.
I'll say one thing to Lynn, though, as well. Like Chris and Roxy will talk to you about this. Like, as much as you don't need a store converter kit, absolutely join our community. right? Because you're going to get all the help and everything else that you need. So these guys will talk about that, jump in for the year, figure out what you need to fix and so forth. And everybody should do that. Like everyone who watches this later, even if you're like, oh, I don't want to build my website or I don't want to do this, but I want to just join the community, like keep an eye out for the message from these guys and you go, cool, I could just jump into the community. Right.
Awesome. Yeah. Paul just jumped in. Good to have you here, Paul. Thank you.
Thank Paul. Appreciate it.
I'll end with a live demo. Shit, we actually do have a video specifically for this. I just cannot, for the life of me, figure out like where that link is. It just runs through what it looks like. I'll try and describe it for you, Owen. Like, have you used the theme? Oh, go for it, Paul. Yeah, you're probably better off describing than me.
Yeah, so let's pick one. Say, for example, so like I said, it's based on a theme that, like that we use, but we customize the hell out of it. So you come in here, we install it, sales channel, and go there. So it sits in here inside of your stuff. It says insightful. Actually, in your case, it says $1 million theme. You guys, and you're already got this, right? You've all got Shopify accounts and stuff. So yeah, we come in here, and if you've got an existing site, it stays there, sitting there until you're ready to go turn this one on and turn that one off. But largely, you come in here, and everyone's going to go, oh, that looks like a theme, blah, blah, blah. It is. However, it's in the right order and it flows in the right spot, and all the stuff that you need is in here, right? So you guys log in and you're like, oh, well, I'll click that button and I want to change that to black. And I'll click this button and I want to change that to this color. And this is where my banner goes. And this is where my H1 goes, right? So for example, you click this and you come over here. And as you watch the course that I send you, you'll go, oh, okay, I've just got to go over here. And that's how I edit the text there. And I come down here and these are the trust statements that Paul spoke about. Well, I don't want to use that one. I want this one to say something else. And I go, oh, bestsellers. Yeah, that's in the right spot already. The difference, how to use it, blah, blah, blah. And then I won't go into all of it, but you go to a product page. Here's the product page.
It looks so good.
Yeah. Her conversion rate, hers like pushing 8% now or something, this brand.
Yeah.
But again, come in here and you go, oh, I've got all these options on the left-hand side to do stuff. Come over here and I want to change this. I want to do that. I want to change blah, 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 blah. And then it's the same with your cart. So like there's your cart, and here is your thank you page and da, 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 da. So cool. Super easy to use. We must have at least 10 leaders in our community. They're like in their over 65 years old. And they all know how to use this thing, right? Yeah. So no one on the call go, I'm not techie. Right? So
Paul, you mentioned that this has got an 8% conversion rate, this website.
Yeah.
So is that a extremely high conversion rate?
Hers is high. So for the reason being, let me start again. For your brand, you should have a conversion rate that sits at like 6%. For a food brand, that is your brand, effectively, and other people's brands, it should be around that. The real passion niches, like this particular brand, for example, do convert very high. When you get down into like skincare or makeup or whatever, conversion rates are all shit, like 2-3% or something. But for good brands, like it should be floating somewhere between 3 to like 7%, roughly. Right.
So 3% is okay, but not good. Under 3%.
All relative. It's just all relative.
It's relative. Yeah, exactly like what Chris is saying. So for example, what's yours at the moment?
It's hovering just under 3.
Yeah. So, but if you go, I get 1,000 people, 100 people who visit my website a month or whatever, right? And you go, I've got a 3% conversion rate. You go, great, that's 3 of them converting. Once you start scaling that, I'll tell you for a fact, like your website is it's going to decimate that. It'll go to like under 1%, right?
So are you running ads though, Darren? Is it ads going, like you're spending money on ads to like cold traffic to your website, or is it organic?
I do nothing.
This is the difference.
I'm a single dad. I have a full-time day job. I got multiple side hustles. This is the biggest one, and I don't have enough time to do anything. Hence why I'm here, and Paul is saying, yeah, I need that kit and you need that.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because this kind of clears the picture for me. Like the reason you have such a high conversion rate, even though the website is in the state it is because it's all organic traffic that finding. It's people who know RubHub or know you who are looking for the products. So naturally, these people are going to buy your products and convert a lot higher. But like Paul was saying, when you start scaling the business, spending money on traffic, it's going most of the time to cold audience. That's people who don't know you yet. So the type of people that land on your website are going to be completely different. And this is where the performance of the website really kicks in. Because right now, if you were to scale ads to the website now, I doubt it would keep that 3%.
That'll just drop bad.
It would plummet. So even that 3% might actually be good for you, but it's just about making sure that when you start spending money on ads, it's going to maintain at least.
No, this is why I'm here, because I need to get the structures and framework in place before I scale.
Exactly.
One thing's worth noting, and this is why it is so. There's not a rule. Like people will tell you there's a rule, but like you're in a space where there's unsophisticated buyers. Like they're blokes. Like I've got a bloody smoker. Do you know what I mean? I've got like a Fernando smoker, and I know the smoke, and I know the boys at Q Club, and I know blah blah blah. And I'm like, I just want to go buy a good rub. So the consideration phase when it comes to buying your product is pretty quick. So your conversion rate should be high. Yep. So if I see like what's his name? What's the meat stock fella that is super nice dude? Jay Beaumont. I go see Jay talking about your product on his podcast, or one of those guys, or Jess from Hardcore Carnivore talking about it. And I'm like, well, she made that meat look good. For me, I'm just like, where do I buy it? So I go to your website and I can buy it and blah, blah, blah. Right. So you should have a high conversion rate, because people don't then go, I'm not sure. I don't trust the brand. It's expensive. What's the warranty issue? What's the shipping? Blah, blah, blah. So in saying that, the thing that is lacking, and you can probably, as soon as I say this, you'll go, I agree. Like go look at Jess's site, go look at Lane's site, go look at all of them. They look beautiful. Their sites look pro, you know? So if we make yours look like that, whether you do it yourself or you buy like a full website from us and we just make it look like killer, your conversion rate as you scale should never promise it, you know, but it'll be like 4, 5, 6%, right? And you go, great. Way better to have that outcome versus just like, you know, what you're doing at the moment. Yeah. Makes sense?
Yeah, totally. Didn't realize you're in my heartland, mate. We need to talk.
Where are you?
No, you're in my barbecue world, dude. I was at Q Club this afternoon doing.
Oh, there you go.
That's great.
I had my bucks at Q Club. They're great guys down there. What's his name, the owner again? Oh, I can't remember.
Gav.
No. Andrew Kavanagh.
Yep.
Yeah, so I got Rain Man memory. Yeah, he's a lovely guy. All those works though, you know. So
yeah, cool. Very good. Very good.
Awesome. Thank you for jumping in, Darren. I got Maria who's saying, I think I'll need to restart my store. And I just want to kind of touch on that feeling. I know a lot of people who have already put effort into the current stores might get when they hear that we're saying, look, we want you to get on the converter kit. It might sound like you're losing all the time previously, but you just got to think, you know, there's that sunken cost fallacy. Like I've already spent so much time. If I change, you know, it's a waste of time. But if you keep doing things the same way, you will never get to that goal that you want. So if your goal is to start growing your ecom business, we're just giving you, this is the fastest way we can help you get there. So just think of it like I'm actually saving time rather, like I'm not going to lose more time. It's just a common feeling people have when it comes to making this jump. So you're not alone in feeling that, Maria, but I want you to feel confident that like at least we're putting you on the fastest path to get to where you want to be. Cool. Look, there's still 18 of us hanging around, which I appreciate you guys' time so much. I know, Paul, you've already jumped in. I know a couple of us are going to chat already, so that's really awesome. But look, this time is for you. I want to make sure you jump off the call and you have any questions that you want answered, because Paul's time's pretty valuable and it's hard to get him to sit down for this long at one time. So this is your chance, guys. I have to go, guys. It was a similar story to the Rub Hub, mostly organic. Thanks for check the links you shared ASAP. Perfect. Don't forget, get in by midnight and you'll get a direct one-to-one strategy call with the team. We'll kind of just nail down exactly your path for growth over the next 12 months.
Have you given Darren my mobile number yet, Chris? If not, I'll send it to you, Darren. So you've got it. I know
what did I do? We did something. Oh, you said you'll just message him, I think.
That was you that I was texting. Mister, are you here or are you there?
People really think I'm just an AI bot, but it's just me.
Yeah, I don't have your mobile. Send it to me. It's in the chat. There you go. You can all call me if you want. Got any questions? There you go. I'm pretty happy to help people. There's my mobile. Call me if you need me.
So, I'm putting it on the
I will say I don't answer the phone. Even my mum calls me because, mate, you don't answer the telephone. I'm like, yeah, mum, we live in the like age where we can text people. And so do that. That's why we work in Slack. So I can talk to heaps of you at once. So I didn't show Slack either. Slack is basically where we have the conversations for the people in the circle. And think of it like Messenger, but like very organized Messenger. So there's like lots of private channels and there's like lots of good stuff in there where you go, yeah, go here for help and do this thing for help. So what else you got? Paul. I might head off soon because usually this goes for an hour and a half. We've been here for
We've
2
done
hours
pretty
tonight.
well, and
Nice.
being so good.
And I'm going to jump out as well. I really,
Thanks,
really,
mate.
really good. Loved it. Thorough presentation. Exactly what I wanted to see to get me on a bit of a track. Paul, very good to see you after all these years. I'll give you a buzz,
Come
mate.
visit.
Catch
Yeah,
up.
easy.
Yeah, definitely. Nice to see you guys. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Darren, do you want to close off for us?
Yeah,
you have a
you can
good
close it.
presentation voice.
He's a good.
Ladies
he
and
was-
gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining the e-commerce circle video today and learning all about the wonderful wares from Mr. Paul Warren and Mr. Chris Velato and the other Chris, is it?
Yes, Chris McLean.
That's it. That's it, mate. I'm flying blind here without anything. I've got the voice, but I haven't got the detail to close.
Oh, good. You did a good job. Before
Thank
everyone
you,
jumps
guys.
off, I saw Phil. You asked for the link. Roxy, just quickly make sure Phil's got the link. Belinda, you jumping in. We'll see you there. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, everyone. If you're missing the link, look out in your SMS afterwards.
Yeah.
We'll make sure it's out in all your inboxes. Have a good night, everyone.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you for being a part of it.
See you. Bye.